Shaping the blank tutorial. You should have your CO2 blank, like this example here. Now, to start our design, we're going to select the right-hand plane and face, and we're going to use the tools along the top row of our sketch to change our shape. For this design, we're going to use the 3-arc tool, and we're going to create an arc between these 2 points. And looking at our plan and making it to the same shape and size. I can use the spline tool to create more complex lines. As you can see, it will links to the other lines and tries to create different curves. When finished the line, press Escape and just check where your CO2 canister lies. We're going to continue to use the various tools above to change and add lines to shape our blank, much the same as you would use a file or a saw to cut away material. These lines are just marking out where we're going to remove it, where it's going to be cut. There is an easy way to see internal details, like where the CO2 blank, CO2 canister will be sitting, by going down to part number and going Make Transparent. Now we can see where the CO2 canister will sit. We don't want to cut into that part. Now we need a finished sketch. And to remove material, we need to highlight the areas that we want to extrude, like we did with our axle holes. We need to push it all the way to the other side and press remove. And then we get our side-on view of our shape. Now we have a bit pointy ends there. We want to curve off a bit. We can use fillet tool, and we can make them nice and curved, like so. The top or bottom view and taking the material away there. This is a little bit more tricky. So we're going to look at the bottom view. We're going to create another sketch on the bottom view. We'll select this as our plane to work on. It is the lowest part of our design. We're going to now use the center rectangle tool from the center of that shape, which is the little dot, and we're going to just create the same size rectangle that we started off with. That is 305 by 40 millimeters. That's the shape of the bottom of our rectangle of our CO2 dragster. Once we have that rectangle, we can draw. Once we have that rectangle, we now can draw in the details. We draw a line down the center of our CO2 drag stub. We can use that to create a mirror image of what we draw on one side. So we're going to use our curve, spline, whatever tools you need to, line tools, to create your design from the view of the top or the bottom. Now we're going to use the mirror tool, selecting our mirror line and our lines we want to transfer over. Now we have our sketch. It's sitting in the middle of our project, but that's okay. We're just going to select the parts we want to remove. Now we need to go to remove. If I bring them down, I still have that top bit that's still got the material there. So I'm going to go back and I'm going to select those bits again. And this time I'm going to select symmetric. So I move material from both above and below. Finish off our design. We will like to just smooth out some of those sharp lines. So we can use fillet to do that. Select the edge. Now you'll notice it goes a bit red. That's because of the depth of radius that we're trying to achieve. And again, the depth of radius we're trying to achieve. We just need to reduce those numbers down a little bit. Sometimes it can be a little bit tricky to get these right. The patience will help. We can also use face blend tool, which might actually be easier for some of the curves. I'm going to speed it up so you guys can get into your own project, getting your design done. But going around all the edges to smooth it out. Once you're happy with your design, you can edit its appearance by clicking right on your mouse, going down to edit appearance. Change the color. We might make ours like a wooden brown. Sort of a yellowy color, like our timber would be. Press tick. And there's our design, ready for wheels and axles.